Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. It's not. We're not getting any sound.
Go to.
I'll let you do it. Let me. It's weird when I can sound. You usually don't have any problem with sound. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No sound coming in. Can you check the mic? Maybe it's just the mic down there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Want to check it? Did you open up the mic?
What I was trying to do is there's no.
And no, open it up like Zoom. Never had this happen before.
I don't stream on this either, though, so I don't know.
That's weird.
You're not muted on your phone?
No, it's not coming here, and you're not seeing it down here. 1, 1, 1, 1. No, we're not going to need sound here. Let me talk out here. One, two, three. One, two, three. Never had this. Wait, is sound coming in?
It says it's using it.
Nothing's coming through though.
That is lighting up when you're talking to it.
1, 2, 3, 1. No,
It's a little low.
it's not coming lighting up.
The second one. See, the second one is lighting up. It's just really low.
Should be hitting that. Let me try another mic. 1, 2, 3. Usually it moves. You want the input, right? Input volume.
That is reading it.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's got
It is
that.
showing it
Coming
down
in.
here, too. It's just not heavy.
It's not strong. Microphone test. Want to hear microphone test?
That's just going to do a test.
Test microphone, audio processing, chord sample, audio enhanced. That's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not getting anything in here. Line in.
That's what I was looking for.
What's that? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why we're not getting sound coming through. Could it be a YouTube issue?
Could be.
Why don't we restart YouTube again? We'll start the live.
This is asking for an update, so let's just do that. Definitely a delay.
Oh yeah, I was standing in front. When I hold my finger, say one.
Yeah.
Okay, we are up. We are live. We are being recorded right now. I just need an update. Let's go full screen. We got chat here. Is that full screen? There's a higher full screen level here, right here.
You can hit the little 3 dots there and say
Split screen.
more tools.
I don't. You know, it's okay this way. This is the minimized. Here's the chat. Test. Okay.
Oh, here's your full screen right here. Oh, that's pop out.
There, yeah.
Okay, we're good. What's going on?
I was just seeing if I could make it full screen.
I know it seems like we've done it in the past, but it's okay like it is.
If I can have, hello? Can I have your attention? Hold it down. Hello? We're on live. Hello? All right, we're on, a meeting started, and we're on live streaming, so behave yourselves. And the video will be available this afternoon of the meeting. And the first guest we have that's called a spotlight is Chris Sarman. He's the Washoe County Assessor. Chris, take it away.
Take it away, you said? Okay, here we go. Yeah, so hey, thank you everybody for having me. Many of you I've met before, some of you I haven't, some of you I've seen maybe at the Board of County Commissioners or other meetings of that nature. Some of you I saw on Monday, actually. I was just down here on Monday for the Senior Fest. What a great event that was. About, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000 seniors that came through here. Big time event. We were just down here trying to let seniors know that we offer up all sorts of different things in our office that help with either through tax exemptions or tax abatements, things of that nature. Just discussing with them some of what their concerns are, right? And I think we all know what some of those are with the property tax caps that are in place at 3%. There's no senior rebate. We certainly have pushed for that. We used to have that. And looking at legislations, that sort of a thing, there's always some bills that come forward at legislation that impact our office, that's for sure. Some of those bills have been to reset depreciation or reset the tax cap. Some of those bills are with confidentiality. Some of them are to put forth new exemptions and that sort of a thing. So we're always busy down there. I think we had a lot of success this year at legislation and defeating AGR 1, which was a bill to reset depreciation, reset the tax cap. We also had a lot of success with, I think it was AB 377, which was an awesome bill. In my opinion, I worked with the Senator Gallant on that, whereby to apply for the tax cap, to get the 3% low tax cap, you have to apply with our office. And I think that's a strange requirement for somebody that owns a home. It's a burden on the taxpayer that they have to come forward with and apply with our office to make sure that they get the low cap, not the high cap. And so through that bill, we were able to put that forth, that requirement on the declaration of value. So now when they close on a property, they can fill that out and move forward with it. And now it also saves our office about $20,000 a year. So it's a win-win for everybody. We're doing some good things. So outside of that, the state of the assessor's office is good. We're strong. One of the things that we take a lot of pride in is that our doors are always open. Our phones are always going to be answered. And we're doing that with about 63 people, right? So we have about 192,000 parcels in this county that we are responsible for. We perform a discovery evaluation process on 192,000 of those parcels, the result of which is maintaining roughly about $95 billion, and I do say $1 billion in an asset value. So we produce and we manage about $95 billion of county assets. So what did that look like in 2012? It was about half, right? The Great Recession was about half of that. It was about $50 billion. So a lot of people are talking about where's all the money, because the counties is screaming revenues. The local municipalities are looking for revenues. So everybody's looking for where the money's at. Well, I can tell you it's there, right? In 2012 was about $50 billion in assets, and today it's about $92 billion in assets. So that's a big difference in what we've done in our office. It defines our office and how we are essential. We're not just essential for providing the revenues for the resources and the services of the county, but we're essential in origin for those reasons. You're going to hear a lot of discussions, I think, in the upcoming budget cycles. At least I believe that we should be having some discussions about what is essential, right? Because as you go through and if you talk to the taxpayers and the people and the citizens that live here, you know, they're going to define essential services, I think, a lot differently than what some of the local governments might be doing. And I say that, so we're essential in origin because in 1861, Washoe County was first established before Nevada was even a state. And in 1861, the Washoe County Assessor's Office was established right alongside of it. So our founders knew it was important. They knew it was essential. Article 10, which was in the Nevada Constitution, established in 1864, adopted in 1864, is pertinent to our office. So as those discussions move forward, we are essential by design and in origin. So I point back out the 2012, our office went down. We went from 85 people down to about 59. And today, 15 years later or more, we're working with 63 people. And we're taking a lot of pride in that too, because we're doing, guess what, a lot more with a lot less in our office. We're the model for the county, and we're proud of that. And so I just want to throw out some statistics for you, for everybody. And it's just, I think it's kind of surprising. If you listen into the Board of County Commissioners meeting last week, I gave this presentation as a state of the assessor's office, and I'm just going to go through some of those statistics now. So our office, we appraised 192,000 parcels. We looked at 24,000 permits. We looked at 23 property records to review that for accuracy. Our personal property count's about 30,000. We did some audits. Exemptions grounded, 12,000 exemptions that we grounded. That might be an exemption for a surviving spouse, a veteran, a blind, that sort of a thing. We had 139 appeals. That's a really good success statistic for the success of our office, right? So 139 appeals out of 192,000 parcels. That is something that we are very, very proud about. So we are working with the people of this community, and we're, again, our doors are open, our phones are there to talk to you and listen to you, make changes when needed. We processed 25,000 transfer records. Those are, you know, property records that have changed ownership or addresses. 22,000 phone calls. When I first saw that, I thought, my gosh, there's no way we're doing 22,000 phone calls a year, because if you do the math on that, it's like 80 a day, right? And I'm going, that seems like an awful lot. 800,000 people visit our website a year. That tells me that people love our website. They're using it. When I get out into the community, that keeps us on our toes, that's for sure. So, and then we send out about 255,000 mailings. That's a big cost. I don't know how we get around that unless we get to put forward a bill or something like that. But anyways, I just wanted to throw out those statistics. Our office is strong. Our mission statement is to efficiently produce and maintain fair and equitable values that are built upon accurate property records by an impartial and transparent staff. And what you're going to get when you call our office is transparency and a courteous staff. We're working on efficiencies, obviously, because we're still working with a staff number of 2012, essentially, right? So how are we doing all this additional work? We're being efficient with it. Technology, I think, going forward, is everybody knows, is probably going to be our biggest challenge, and I say that in many ways because I've always said that for every convenience, there's an equal and opposite inconvenience to technology, right? So great, it's done this for us, but now it's caused all these issues or it's created this additional workload. Of course, just you saw what happened at the state, right? State of Nevada, they had the cyber attack. That's a huge inconvenience, right? So not only that, but like how much money is being spent, research and time and money being put forth in new technologies, and then you get it, and then all of a sudden now that's obsolete, and we're looking at the next one. So I think that's going to be our biggest challenge. So anyways, I look forward to continuing on with our mission. I think we've done a really good job. I will be running again. It's official, I guess, here, but ultimately would love your support. And if you have any questions of me, I'm free to talk. I don't know how much time we have, Bill or Ray. Okay. Are we good on time? We're good? Okay. All right.
They'll have questions and answers.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not
Thank you.
off the hook. He'll be available. Hold on. He'll be available to speak after the meeting or Q&A. And even though it's a downline position, the assessor is kind of important. If you don't treat them right, your bill goes up. Anyway, with that in mind, real quick announcements. We have a few guests. Karen Shalene is from Fallon. She's the second vice president. Stand up. And her daughter, Stephanie Hawkins. Scott Hohen from Carson, stand up. He's got so many titles, I lost track. Scott, what are you? They actually have you working, huh? Sandy Masters is the founder of the Mount Rose. I went blank. And real brief, Tony Harsh wants to give a...
It is going to be very brief because you have a very busy schedule. I have a flyer that's at the front desk that I'm asking you to pick up. I'm the broken record on accessory dwelling units, and we're right to the very end. The ordinance is coming before City Council on September 10th. The most important thing that you can do is show up. We are the citizens. We are asking for a beautiful ordinance, and we have an opportunity for it. It's right before our city council, and the most important thing is for the citizens to be there to support it. Unfortunately, we have those people called lobbyists that are walking in and lobbying for things to be stripped, such as short-term rental bans in our affordable housing. So the flyer is there. I will be after to answer any questions. And thank you. I have to thank Kit and Tom and Cliff and everybody Bill for showing up in the past, and it has made all the difference in the world. Showing up and electing good people is what we need to do. Thank you.
Another guest that's kind of been around Nevada for a while, Patty Caparetta, the first treasurer for the state of Nevada. I know I'm missing people, but in order to stay on time. Oh, there is one other. She's running for something. What's her name?
You want to speak?
Yeah. Real briefly.
Good afternoon, everybody. I know that many of you do know me, and I'm sorry I've been away for a while. I've been very busy. My name is Brooke Westlake. I am the Donor Development Director over at Ronald McDonald House. I also have my own company as well, but I am running for the school board, District F. It's what I ran for in 2022. I will be re-resurrecting the website in the next couple of weeks and have reached out to RGJ to let them know that I am in fact running for that seat. And it's nice to see you all. Thank you.
So while Ray gets his jacket set, I'll start the next part. So I'm going to
Go
interview.
ahead, one other guest.
Okay,
We
you
have
have
a guest from Phoenix. Introduce yourself.
come here. Go ahead, the mic.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Brett Galashewski. I'm the National Enterprise Director for Turning Point Action. Some of you guys might know my boss, Charlie Kirk. I'm here with our Sierra Field rep for Turning Point Action, Kit DiCarlo, now Kit Waite. She just got married this summer. We're going to stick around. We put some button signs and stickers for you guys to take on the way out. We're passing a clipboard around. We're starting our Faith Coalition and our Moms Coalition in full swing to help with these down ballot races this year, kind of taking that Turning Point brand name and attitude and focusing it into winning local elections. So Kit and I would love to talk with you guys about that. Thank you, Ray, for the introduction, and appreciate all of you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, Ray.
Go ahead, Bill.
So I'm gonna
We're
inter-
going to start the meeting now.
Yeah, well, the meeting's really started, but so what we're going to do is we go back to a very short interview like a podcast. I'm going to interview Danny, and then Sharon, Ray's going to interview you a couple questions, only 3 or 4 questions. First one's a tough one. For those people out there watching this and who are new to Nevada, who's your dad?
God, that's a tough one. My dad was the most wonderful person you could ever have met. And if you didn't get a chance to meet him, you missed out. He was a better person than he was a basketball coach, and he's a Hall of Fame basketball coach. And as good a person as he was a better father.
UNLV.
Oh, yes, he coached at UNLV for many years and had a little bit of success there.
The first time I saw you, I thought you were supposed to be your dad. So anyway,
I'm trying to keep my hair still. So
second question, where'd you grow up? Where were you raised with a basketball coach?
well, yeah, we traveled quite a bit. I was born in Redlands, California. My father was coaching basketball at Riverside City College. Then he moved to Long Beach State, and I moved the family to Huntington Beach. So I lived at Huntington Beach until I was 11, and then we moved to Las Vegas, and I lived there most of my upbringing.
Okay, I'm going to ask 2 more questions. When did he coach at Long Beach?
Where did he coach?
When?
When? He coached from 1968 to 73.
Yep.
A little tidbit is UCLA had won 7 straight national championships during that time. The only close game they had was against Long Beach State. They beat us by 2 points, and it was the closest they had in a 7-year run.
Yeah, that was an amazing time. That was Long Beach State, right?
Yes.
I remember watching. I used to go and watch Long Beach State. That's why I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So anyway, and the last really tough question. You're all over the state, but you're down in Dayton right now.
I'm in Gardnerville.
Garden.
That's
But
okay.
yeah. So anyway, if we get down in that direction, where should we go to eat? That's a tough one.
They closed down my favorite restaurant. The Basque restaurant there is the best, probably. That's still open. I go there. I like there's called the Grill Next Door. If you don't want something too expensive, that's a really great spot. It's on the Highway 395.
So Danny is running for. I know it's Attorney General. I thought I know exactly. It's Attorney General. It's attorney. Anyway, so good luck, and you'll be able to go back and discuss back and forth. Now, Ray's going to interview you the same way. Okay, then I'll do Sharon too. I thought we were gonna be-
You're not going to get outdone.
Danny, why are you running?
Well, that, first of all, is a great question. I want to start off by saying this is an exciting period of time for conservatives and American-loving people. We have spent the past several years under assault by a very vocal but powerful and loud minority that has tried to turn these far-left principles and change our country. And I mean, who would have thought that saying men should not participate in women's sports, or people with the male parts should not go to the bathroom with women, was so outrageous? But we've heard that for so long. Finally, we're seeing that turned around, and you took a brave person in the White House to get us over the top, but now we're there. The Attorney General's office, getting to my point, has a lot to do with these policies. One of the far left-wing crazy guys who's in there right now, Aaron Ford. He believes that equal rights for all means that males should be able to participate against women. I don't know where he went to law school, but that's not what I was taught in law school. I think equal rights mean women should be able to be on a level playing field when they participate. He believes that that part of his job as a attorney general is to instruct people that are here illegally on how they can circumvent ICE and their enforcement. So the good news is Aaron Ford's not going to run again. He's running for governors, and he's going to get beat pretty good there. The bad news is a person who will probably win the Democrat nomination is even worse than him. She's a state majority leader, Canizaro. She's come out, and I believe that she's running for attorney general, and she's come out publicly in defunding the police. You know, my mom was a Kennedy Democrat, lifelong Democrat. She voted for Trump all 3 times, though. But my mom said, who in their right mind would think that defunding the police was a good idea? But that's who wants to be your next attorney general.
She actually said that.
She's on the record. So this is what I did not think I was going to run again for public office. I was talking to Sharon about this. We go way, way back. You keep thinking your time's up, and then something comes up that really motivates you. So I've spent the last 5 years on the Douglas County Commission. I've enjoyed myself on the commission much more than I thought it would. I've watched my mom on the city council for 14 years in Las Vegas, and I saw how tough it was. But I've enjoyed it. And the thing I've enjoyed the most is fighting people and issues that I truly believe in, irrespective of what they can do to me. And I've had hundreds of people. I've had 500-600 people in a small community email me and tell me how thankful they were that I stood up for them, that I had the backbone to do what was right. And I was relaying this to a couple of guys I worked with on my campaign. We were having drinks in an old bar in Las Vegas, and they said, you know, Danny, the attorney general's race is going to be open. Those qualities are exactly what you want in your attorney general. You know, I have some detractors, and I can understand some of their detractions, what they say. Danny runs all the time. He never gives up. He should stop running. Do you really want an attorney general that quits? Do you want an attorney general that gives up? They also say, hey, you know, Danny doesn't do what he should be doing. What I call the deep state in Nevada wants you to do. He won't take direction from us and do what they say. Sharon's a lot like this too. But do you want an attorney general who's going to do what a small but very powerful minority want? Or do you want someone to do something that's what's best for the people of this state? Now, over my past 5 years, there isn't anybody that has questioned my integrity or desire to do what's right for the people of the state. And the last thing is, the Attorney General's office should be as transparent as possible. It should be a sort of a nonpartisan position because it represents people from both sides, but they should be transparent in everything they do. And I've been told by people in Douglas County that never seen a candidate as transparent as myself. I send out newsletters after every meeting and discuss what was said, and I lay it on the line. Why I voted which way, why I disagreed with others. It made some people very mad at me. In fact, 3 of my fellow commissioners voted against me and actually campaigned against me so I wouldn't be reelected because they didn't like what I said in my newsletters. But they never questioned the accuracy of the newsletters. They just didn't like the fact I was being honest. So I'll ask you one more time. What do you want in your attorney general? Do you want somebody who's transparent and honest, or do you want somebody who's going to hide behind and do things behind closed doors? So, Ray, that's why I'm running for the attorney general's position.
I have another question for you. What do you want to accomplish when you're elected? Getting rid of this idiot that's in there now.
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, the general stuff I just mentioned to you is you're going to see somebody in there that works harder than anybody out there. somebody that listens to the people, somebody that weighs the common sense of what should be done and will make the tough decisions. But with respect to specific policies, there's a few of them that's happened. First of all, Aaron Ford has no relationship with the sheriffs in the different counties. When I first looked at running into this race, I talked to Adam Laxalt, and Adam told me, Danny, the thing that I did the best with was I worked with all the county sheriffs, and we had a great relationship. You should go talk with them. So I've met with many of them, and they've all told me they don't have a relationship with the Attorney General's office. This is a team sport here. We're working together to make this state a better state, especially law enforcement. Why wouldn't you want to work with them? So I'm going to do that. Second thing is there's this is from some personal experiences that I've had with my wife, but this happens across the board. And sure, part of the Attorney General's responsibility is consumer protection. And there is too often where insurance companies have denied insurance treatment to people that need critical treatment. It happened to my wife, and if I didn't have the money to pay for it myself, why I appealed this now going on 8 months, my wife would not still be around, and our family would been devastated. This happens to elderly people more, ones that don't have a voice in the state, and that's something the Attorney General's office should focus on and go after, and I'm going to make that a big part. And finally, I was talking with a guy yesterday who works as an assistant attorney general, and he told me there's millions and millions of dollars of uncollected revenue owed to the state of Nevada, but because of the antiquated technology between his office and the comptroller's office and the lack of communication they've had between the two, he was not able to go out and collect it. We're going to have a special session in all likelihood because we're short of revenue. Why aren't we collecting the revenue that's owed to us? It's just talking about being efficient. It's talking about being, good steward of the public's money.
So, Ray, let me go on and
Hold on.
interview Sharon.
Danny, those are good answers. Now we'll go to Sharon, then we'll be back.
Yeah, I'll just do 3 quick questions. We were going to initially go each one, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is you'll be able to answer questions, and I like sort of how Ray threw in here a little bit more background and information. So Sharon is running for Secretary of State, but she's got deep roots into Nevada. I know that for sure, and she should be our senator. So what are your roots in Nevada? What's your relationship? Where did you grow up?
I moved here when am I on? Yes. I moved here. Aha, you lied.
That's politics.
That's politics. So as I said, we lived right across the street in front of the convention center when I was a kid. Grew up in a motel there. Went to school here in Reno, graduated from University of Nevada, Reno. Went out to the rurals for 25 years, lived in Ely, Winnemucca, Tonopah. Went down and saw the running rebels go Tark the Shark. And I served on a school board in Nye County and for 8 years in the Nevada State Legislature. I just love Nevada, and that's why I'm running.
Very good. And now you live in Reno, correct? Now?
I do.
And so we're going to go locally. So in Reno, what do you think the most critical issue is right now? Tough one. Yeah.
I'm gonna carry the flag here for Tony Harsh. We've been working together. I'm more behind the scenes than she is, but we realized that we don't want to be California. And
that's good. Yeah. Yes, San Diego is very messed up with their housing situation.
And this is not about affordable housing. This is about taking away single-family dwellings. And so that's why we've really carried the banner on this issue. Little known issue, but I think it's an important issue for here in Washoe County. I would like to say, when you talk about down ballot candidates, I think they're the most important candidates. They're the ones that are closest to the people. They're the ones that answer to us. So Chris in the assessor's office is an important person to us here in Washoe County. He should be front and center in our thoughts, prayers, and in our votes. I want to say that same thing to Scott Hohen. He is the county clerk. there in Carson City, and he carries our banner for us. He makes sure that we have fair and honest elections. That's important to 70% of the people across party lines, fair and honest elections. And that's why I'm
Right.
running for Secretary of State.
Very good. So this is my last question, and that's very good. So in Reno, other than Porta Subs,
Yes.
where's your favorite place to eat? And then I'll turn over to Ray.
Well, it's right there in my neighborhood in Northwest Reno, Sushi Rose. And the reason is because on my birthday, they give me free all-you-can-eat sushi. It's delicious, and I love the bargain. so,
And then
so
finally,
I would recommend them to
sushi.
anyone.
We're the sushi city. There's a lot of sushi
Yeah.
here. Amazing. So Ray, before I turn it over, just one announcement. If you're watching from the from home, you can actually send in questions when we get into the question and answer part. And anyone can go up on the website, just so you know, if you happen to not make it at this time of day, and watch it live. So Ray, it's all yours. Enjoy. And then when you come back to
Yeah,
ask
Sharon?
questions, come up, Ray. When they come back to ask questions, come up to this position right here and ask your question of the candidate.
Sharon, why are you really running?
Fair and honest elections wasn't enough for you. That's why I'm running. I also believe that in the Secretary of State's office, they are not answerable enough to the people. We need to be very supportive of the county clerks and their position. They're the ones that hold the front line. They're the ones that are making sure that we have fair and honest elections. And I want to be that supportive person in the Secretary of State's office that does that. We also voted for voter ID, over 70% across party lines. I want to make sure that voter ID is implemented in the state of Nevada. So that's why I'm running for Secretary of State. We also have a Secretary of State that wants to centralize power in his office. We need to decentralize. And in fact, I would like to see us get rid of NRS 244.164. Just repeal it. What is that? It is the law that made a registrar the person who controls elections in Reno and in Las Vegas, in Clark and Washoe County. Not an elected position responsible to the people, but an unelected appointed bureaucrat. And that's why I'm running for Secretary of State.
The other question I have is, what do you want to accomplish? I know you brought up some items in the
Yes.
4 years.
Okay, so the first one would be of my 6 bills that I get to ask for with the legislature, I'd like to hit the ground running in 2027 with this repeal of that law that the county clerk is responsible for elections, even in Washoe and Clark. They have to sign off on the certification of those elections, and yet they have no authority or responsibility. They are called ministerial. And who told them they were ministerial? It was our present Secretary of State and our Attorney General. We need to have a county clerk that has the same authority, responsibility as Scott Hohen does. We need to make sure that that person is in place in our large county, the places where when you have questions about, do we have fair and honest elections in the state of Nevada, where do those questions come from? They come from elections in Washoe and Clark County, not from the rurals, where the rural county clerks are keeping an eye on their elections. And that's probably one of the more important issues. The second one is we have voted over 70% to have voter ID in this state. Yet our present Secretary of State has said that's a roadblock to fair and honest elections. And so we need someone in that position who will implement and make sure that we do have voter ID and that it's not watered down, that it is exactly what the people put into the Constitution. Finally, our president has said we not only need voter ID, but we need citizens voting. We need fair and honest elections with voter integrity in our rolls, our voter rolls. I believe that he is exactly right. And that's why I'm running for Secretary of State, so I can implement those kinds of policies within that office.
So what are you doing in your spare time? All right, with that in mind, hold on. With that in mind, we're going to open it up in a minute here to Q&A for all candidates, Chris, Brooke, Sharon, Danny. Be specific with a question, please. We are live streaming and the video will be available later. I know there's somebody got a hold of me that couldn't make the meeting, but you can see the whole meeting. And with that in mind, let's open it up. John Brist, identify yourself.
That wasn't my fault this time.
There, does that work? There we go. I have the same question for both of you. I know you've run previous races. I've only been here 5 years, so I don't know all the previous races. But at any rate, I want to know what your budget is for your election campaign. And I know it's early. Have you been able to raise any money so far?
Want to go with me?
Here.
Well, I've been raising money since December when I announced for Secretary of State. I also asked someone I thought probably has an idea of what this race is going to cost. And that was in the governor's office. I said, what do you think? And he said 5 million. So that's my budget.
5 million.
Yes. So that's my budget. I will tell you that Danny scoffed, and I'll let him explain the scoffing here. But I will tell you that we underestimate the other side always. And a lot of our underestimation is that we don't say we need a high bar. I will tell you that when I ran against Terry Reid, I raised 28 million for that race.
For what did you run against?
U.S. Senate. And at that time, it was the most money that had ever been raised by anyone for a statewide race. So we always underestimate what it's going to take. We always think about our side and how we raise money. We raise money, and I will tell you, I need you to help me. There's some envelopes back there. It will take, to make 5 million, it will take 25,000 people, and I think we've got them here in this state, 25,000 people to give me $200 or $20 a month for the next 10 months. That's 5 million. So I'm counting on you to help me with that. That's the way we raise money. The way my opponent raises money is from the Friends of Harry Reid, from George and Aaron Soros. I'm telling you this because I want you to know that we're up against a machinery that is looking at us as some kind of small town political group. We need to say, no, we came to the game and we intend to win.
Okay, so first of all, that's probably the most important question concerning how a campaign's going to be run. Unfortunately, money means so much in every campaign. It dictates probably 90% of the winners. Yeah. So look, I got in the race a few months ago, and I've had a lot of success raising money. I've had a lot of success from people that I represent up in the Lake Tahoe area and friends that have known me. It is my understanding that this deep state, the deep state is it's a dark group of people. It's a group of people that run around in the dark and determine who's going to be elected and who's not going to be elected in the state of Nevada. They pick out a candidate. They said, we're going to use our influence to get money, the money issue, from all of the big donors that they've been working with for decades now. And they say, we don't care what your votes are because we're going to raise enough money that it'll overcome your votes. So this deep state is supposed to get somebody to run in the race against me. They're going to announce next week. I assume once that person does, a lot of the success I've had raising money will shrink up a little bit. The good part is I've been in the state a long time. My family's done a lot of good for different people in the state. And the other fact is a lot of people like what I stand for, what I've done, and they've given me money. But for us to win, either one of us to win, we need contributions. And if anyone wants to contribute to my campaign, they can go to my website at tarkfornevada.com and do so. I wanted to say one other thing about my races, because people will say, oh, well, he's lost this and he's lost that. I ran in really, really tough Republican primaries. Always had a tough primary. I beat the Secretary of State, Barbara Sagaski. I beat the Majority Leader of the State Senate, Michael Roberson. I beat Scott Hammond, another state senator. I can go on and on. And then I get into the general, and I'm battered, broke, and bruised, and I run against a Democrat that was unopposed in a Democrat district. A perfect example, I beat Michael Roberson by 8% in 2016 for Congress, and he outspent me 5-1. I get to the general, and I run against a lady named Jackie Rosen, who ran unopposed, and she beat me by 1%. Now, I know if I didn't have that tough primary, I'd beat Jackie Rosen. She's not in the U.S. Senate. She's going to be back at home, do whatever she was doing. But that's the way it works. This election's different. Right now, the top 3 candidates I was most concerned about getting into the race that I thought I'd have a tough time beating, they've all decided not to run in this race, including Wes Duncan from up here in northern Nevada. So I think that I have a real good shot in the primary without having to get beat up like I had in the past. And number 2, most importantly, the Democrats have a horrendous primary. They got the Majority Leader of the state Senate who's going to have millions and millions of dollars, and she's going to go against a guy named Zach Conan, who's a treasurer, and they're going to spend everything they got just trying to get out of there. And finally, this isn't a Democrat state anymore. The registration now leans slightly Republican. But even more important than that, every 12 years, there is no U.S. senator and no president on the ballot. So the top of the ballot is the governor. And the governor's race is going to bring people to the polls. What happened 12 years ago? We had a popular Republican governor named Brian Sandoval. He brought everybody across the finish line, and we controlled the House, the Assembly, the Senate, all the constitutional offices, 3 congressional races, and himself. I believe Governor Lombardo's done a very good job, and that he's going to bring a lot of people to the polls. I think he'll beat Aaron Ford by 10%, and I think that's going to allow a lot of us, hopefully Sharon and I both, to come across the finish line with them.
Alan Munson, and it's thank you. Can you hear me? Thank you both for speaking today. So I guess I have a question that probably both of you could deal with, but my question, Sharon, is I've read Judicial Watch has looked into the issue of the voting election night be decided on election night. We have it where we go, I don't know, 10 days extra. And somebody told me, well, that's Nevada law, so that would be where you would enter. But what
the questions and say, no, my parental rights matter. And before you walk off with my child who belongs to me, I want to make sure what they're being exposed to are in the classroom. And that was one of the questions I had with Coral too. And so it's funny because they're part charter, so they fall under the guise, but they don't. But I'm running for a multitude of reasons, and I hope that I can earn your support. It's not a sexy role to be in on the school board. No political office is. You're there for the people, and you're there to speak up and do what's right for the people.
Chris, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What are you going to do to improve the assessor's office? You're short people, right?
Yeah, so we are short people. We've already taken some steps, not just short people, but also just a turnover of institutional knowledge, right? So over the last few months, we've lost 4 of our top leadership positions to retirement. We have a very young staff, so we have to, training is obviously important, that sort of a thing. But I've already taken some steps just to reorganize, restructure that office, retaining the institutional knowledge that we have, applying that in a more sufficient manner through the organization of that of our office, right? We've put forward some requests to attain, not a lot, but just a couple new employees. We've done some reclassifications. Obviously, with the budgets as tight as they are, we've been denied those requests for 15 years. On that note, we're making some pretty significant progress, at least in my opinion, when we're talking about the assessor's office as a pillar of Washoe County. I think as an elected position, we're talking about the clerk and the voter register, as an elected position, as an elected officer, as an office, I believe that, our office is an independent pillar of support that works operationally as a team, right? And so we've overcome some of those challenges with regards to building out different lines of communication. Obviously, we have a new manager that might be coming in. We're actually getting some, I'm working with some other elected officials as well and trying to have our voice heard in a different manner where we're not just roadblocked, walls put up that our communication between, because in my opinion, the public's number one, right? That's the top of our org chart right there, right? The public, right? And then you elect us, we work for the state. That's the theory. But yeah, I'm an administrator of the law. I have a, NRS, Nevada Revised Statutes 361 is about this thick, so I don't work for the manager. I work for you, and I work within those laws and those boundaries of those laws. So we're getting really creative. Some of the other things that we're doing is we put forth liaison teams within our office, right? So, hey, we might need a new technical support position so that our developers and programmers can work on what they're supposed to be doing. So what we ended up doing was putting forth the liaison team. So there's obviously, with the new staff that's coming up, they're very technically advanced, right? Just coming into the new positions. And so I said, let's just build out a liaison team whereby they can actually assist with other staff members, whether it's regards to why is my phone not working? Why is my computer not working? Simple tasks like that. We're going to do that with the communications team as well. And we're going to also do that with just general other duties as assigned type thing, right? Where people can help out when they don't have, when time allows them to do that. So I think we're going to have success with that. In addition, I guess last thing here, sorry, Ray, it's just building out some support teams. I talked about the public being number one, our office being elected, the state, the manager's office here, where they'll define us as just having a liaison. We're not actually included into their organizational chart, right? If you go through that study, that Raftella study that they just did on manager, we're not actually even in there as an elected office. We just have a liaison, right? And so here's these support services, centralized. We're talking about decentralization and centralization. Things get convoluted when it becomes centralized, right? So where, as an elected group of officers, do we have our support services? So those are the kind of the things that I'm looking at. So
Hold on. You're next.
Okay, I didn't plan this. It just came to my mind when I came here. I wasn't talking to you, Sharon, but I want to let you guys know a little bit about Sharon's history. I got involved in politics in about 2002 after 9/11, and I met Sharon and helped her with her campaign. And I want to thank you, Sharon, for saving me thousands and thousands of dollars on my property taxes. Because, yeah, this is what happened. There, you know the Howard Jarvis Prop 13 for California that limits property taxes to 1% of the valuation. And that's the reason why houses in California sell for so much. But if you go down to Texas, they really tax the heck out of people because there's no restraints on them. And because of Sharon, they were afraid she was going to push a Prop 13 for Nevada. But she was running for Congress and she couldn't do that. So she asked me to help her out. And so I had an organization called We the People Nevada. And we went around gathering signatures to put it on the ballot. And we almost got it on the ballot. But what happened is because they were so afraid, they passed through the legislature that law that limits the taxes. And so that's why, and they haven't been able to remove it yet. I think they tried to remove it last legislature. But if it had been in the Constitution, it would have been better. But thanks to Sharon, you've saved me a lot of money in property taxes on all of us. And so I think if you guys want to pay her back a little bit and fund her campaign, I think that'd be a great thing to do.
Do you mind if I comment on that?
I'd just say thank you, Cliff. I'd also say that it wasn't me alone. Don Gustafson has always been just a true warrior when it comes to property taxes. In fact, when I first began to serve in the legislature, he said to me, you know, Sharon, a fee is just a tax.
Yeah.
And so we always voted no on tax and fee increases because just the taxes overall, a fee just gets individuals. But anyway, I want to give Don kudos for that. One of the things that I'm pleased about is that I was the first one to introduce a law for voter ID. So that's another reason why I'm running for Secretary of State. I want to see that implemented. And finally, another thing, I was the one that authored the homeschooling bill that we have, the homeschooling law that we have now in Nevada, which gives parents alternatives. And I will tell you that we can put pressure on the schools just by the threat of taking our children out of the schools because of the money that they lose per child that goes to a public school. So we need to be involved. Even if you're a homeschooling parent, you need to be still involved with what goes on in public education and supporting people for school board who really understand that parents are the main foundation, the ones that education should be run by.
Do you mind, Sharon, if I just ask a quick follow-up question to Cliff's there? Is this AB 489 that you're speaking to, the cap on the taxes, the 3% and the 8%? Yeah, so that would be AB 489, 2004, 2005. So I just want to make a quick point here because I've been very proactive in making sure that people aren't paying more than they should be in taxes, right? Because to Cliff's points, you can qualify in your primary residence for a low cap on the taxes, which is up to 3%. It's shifted throughout the years, but it's important for everybody to jump on our website or look at your valuation notice or look at the tax bill that the treasurer sends you and make sure that you are at the 3% low cap rate so that you are not paying more in taxes. We've been very proactive with that. You can jump on our website. It's right there. Just throw in your address, your last name, make sure that it's at the 3%, okay?
Before we go on, just a reminder, tomorrow night, if you've never been to First Friday, is a social gathering. This month is at Famous Days here in Reno. Next month it's back at Bully's, and then in November it's at the Renaissance Hotel. I'm trying to mix it so that we do 1 month Reno, 1 month Sparks to make it fair for everybody. How many, I have to get a hold of Famous Days. How many might be there tomorrow, since you never call? How many?
Keep your hand up for a minute. I'm going to count.
Last month was really nice, really pleasant this time of year. And it's no charge, you buy your own food. It's going to be, it'll be in the back area.
And the
won't it?
patio.
Patio.
Patio outside. I counted 14. I got
Yeah,
14.
there should be 50 or more that'll show up. Being typical Republicans, they never do it till the last minute, but. Uh-oh. Anyway, do you have more questions? Kid? Yeah, lady.
Thank you, Don. This is a question for all of the candidates, but I want to ask you, how do you, each and every one of you, plan to reach the next generation of voters and resonate with them? Because Gen Z, as we know, is what turned all of the swing states red. So it's very important to have your message resonate with them. And then a part two to this question is, have you ever looked at what ChatGPT has to say about your candidacy rate? I know that ChatGPT is a bit controversial, but it is something that the younger generations are using, and it's how they find information fast on who they want to know about. So.
I want to answer the chat. My wife just sent me like 5 text messages with them on all different things. I haven't had a chance to go through all of them. I did one of them, and it is pretty accurate. I think both Sharon and I have spent a lot of time working on appearing at schools, younger functions, and trying to resonate with those voters. And we're going to continue to do so with that.
Hold on, Don. Yeah, Brooke has to leave to go back to work. So you can get a hold of her, pick up a card if you want to ask her something.
I was going to say, I love that question because you don't see a lot of people in my age bracket running. And I think we have to remind them that they have to be involved. If they don't like the higher taxes, they don't like what's happening, you can't complain about it if you're not doing anything about it. So we have to continue to have meaningful discussions. We have to make sure that people are aware in our generation, younger generation, what the bills and policies say. And if they don't like it, you can't just be on the sidelines complaining about it. You need to pick a team and be active. And that to me is really, really important. So showing up for, making public comment or understanding what's happening with the school board or the Secretary of State or the presidential campaign and election, it can't be something that we continue to ignore. I think the biggest thing that's happened with our generation and younger is they've become extremely disenfranchised with elections. You get a lot of voting on The Voice, right? You get millions of people voting, but we don't have the people standing up. And I think that we saw a big turn of events with getting Trump back in office, and we will continue to do so because so many people could see what was happening was wrong. And we just have to continue to have open dialogue and come together as a team.
I've got to wrap it up.
Okay.
I have a question for the assessor.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to answer the kit question. Are you going to
Okay.
go first, Chris?
Well, go ahead. Try to keep it short. So that-
Social media. These guys like little quick videos. So I'm so glad this is going to be up because as you hear me say this, vote SharonEngle.com. This is why I'm running for Secretary of State. Those kinds of little snippets are just perfect for that video. Why are you running? Well, I want to enforce voter ID. You voted for it. I want to enforce it. That's why I'm running for Secretary of State. Vote SharonEngle.com. That is a soundbite that can be used. And so I think at every point, I'm going to try and make those, especially if there's going to be a video. I would really like to have this in my campaign, and I've begun. And I have a sign-up sheet back there. Anybody that does social media, would you please join my social media team? I need you to like, comment, share, post, repost, do all of that to get it out into their space, because that's exactly where they're at, is always, even at the dinner table. They're there on their social media. So that's my answer, is we're going to make a concerted effort to be there.
All right. So first, thanks for having me again, and thank you for bringing attention that local races matter. I have a 12-year-old, so I know exactly what you're talking about, and and a 16-year-old daughter as well. So, yes, the short reels, the clips, but understanding what they want, I think is super important, right? It's the economy. They need to be able to afford stuff, and they can't. So, and jobs as well. So,
I have a question for you,
I-
Assessor.
Hold on.
Again,
In order for trying to stay at 1 o'clock, we'll take your question. Most of the candidates will stay and answer your questions, and they have literature on the back table. So I'm sure if they took the effort to bring it, look it up, ask them questions. Now you can talk.
I just got to interject real quick. I'm on,
Go.
we have a county commission meeting going on right now, so I took a break in between to get here. I'll stay a few minutes, but I can't stay much longer. It's not being disrespectful to you, as I have to get back to my job.
all right, last
All right,
question for me.
Thanks for the extension, Ray. In line with you seeking new members for your team, I might seem a little old and gray for techie commentary, but First Lady had a wonderful program on this morning, a big news conference surrounded by a huge AI team, all the big players in the world, okay? So my question to you is, where are you in advancing the advantage of AI?
Great question. We have some great people in place as programmers and developers, right? So a lot of coding. Coding is a language. It changes through time, and so we've picked up a new. He's not even that new, but we actually just won. Okay, we went to the technology conference, and I can't even remember it. It's coming off the top of my head right now. But our office deployed a new AI technology that allows us to collect data, analyze data very quickly, and put it into a report. What that information is. Of course, we have to review that information, right? So it's a AI program essentially designed to look at very homogeneous neighborhoods where homes are very similar sized and that sort of a thing, and put together values very quickly for certain portions of areas. That is being tested right now in parallel with our appraisers and their values. And so we have a lot of confidence with that. We've gone through it and we estimate that it might save about 10-15% of the time during that reappraisal for that appraiser. So great question. We deployed that as one of the things that we've done in our office, which helped Washoe County win the technology award. I think we took third in the nation because of part of that. So
By the way, before I forget, if you want to see the video, which they're having some problems with the audio visual, but is it okay? Apparently it's recording. You can go online to redmove.org, or you can go to YouTube. It's also on there under redmove.org or Sierra Republican. Both of them will be there if somebody missed the meeting. Also, Tom Tabor's here for Conversations from the Capitol with American Media. He'll be having candidates on there. Chris, thank you. He'll be having candidates. The last thing is Bill Conrad is the co-founder and president of Red Move, along with myself. Karen's the real brains. She's the one. Raise your hand, Karen. She's the treasurer.
Karen had to take care of a friend last night, so I had to do some stuff this morning, and it's all screwed up.
And with that, I'd like to thank everybody for the meeting. Next meeting is always going to be first Thursday, which I believe is October 6th, and Ann Silver will be the speaker, one of them.
So we got a question from Susie Cheech. Where is First Friday? It's going to be. Let me write this down. So Susie, if you're still listening, go to Famous Dave's tomorrow about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and you can go to redmove.org to get that information. Also, Nevada Voter, thank you.
Beef or beef chicken, that's all it happens.
I'll take roast beef. If anyone wants to take a meal for $5 with chips, drink, and a meal, we have extra meals.
You used to have a square up there. I like the one. I know, but you have to register. Then they'll come in here and talk about the state party that's planning to do. Well, you got, first you gotta kick
Anyway,
I think so.
Well, I actually was arguing the other way.
Bill probably wants to.
Well, my question is, if he wants to do the elbow, and it takes $3.95, he's not doing the elbow. Oh, very good. That's what I mean, way out.
But anyway, I'm just saying, down the bridge, so I'm friends with Rick.
We'll just take that. We usually do. Yeah, it's
All I can say is, do what you do. Feedback, that's positive, it's negative. Change it. No, I think that Tony's talking about the ADU.
The AD, she is.